Hey guys, Mr. Money 1235 here again, back for an album review. Vampire Weekend. Modern Vampires of the City. I'm going to be blatant honest with you guys. This album is boring as fuck. You know, when you see the trailer to a movie, and then you think to yourself, holy fuck, that movie's gonna be awesome! I can't wait to see it. Then you go see it, and then you come home, and it's like, wow, the best parts of that movie were in the trailer. That's what this album is! Step and Diane Young. Those two songs that they released, they're so good! They're so good! I love them! I was so hyped for this album because of those songs. Just stick with those. That's the most enjoyment that you'll get out of this album. Those two songs. There's someone here that I actually did like more than others. But most of this album, I just don't understand why they had to have the 12 songs on this album that they did. There's so many songs on this album that could easily be B-sides, be cut off, anything. This is just my opinion. I mean, like, I don't care. Hate me. Fuck. I don't care. Whatever. There's just so many songs on here that just sound like filler, lazy, fucking barely any music in some of the songs. Like, they lost what makes Vampire Weekend on this album. Step. Step is the closest song that you're going to get to classic Vampire Weekend on this album. Where the hell are the guitar sounds that I love so much from this band? And the piano parts, the catchy melodies, the thing that set Vampire Weekend apart from other bands. It's not on this album. I'm not hearing it. I'm just hearing a bunch of slow songs sang by someone who sounds like the lead singer of Vampire Weekend. Here are a few clips. Nothing on this album sounds like that, except for Step. Step is the only song on this album that sounds like that. And I liked Diane Young. Don't get me wrong, I love Diane Young. I thought it was an awesome change for the band. It kept up that Vampire Weekend style, and at the same time changing it up. That's what I felt like Diane Young did. I thought it did it really well. The rest of this album, I get so bored. I get so bored. There are so many slow songs on this album. So many slow songs. What the hell are they called? Don't Lie and Hannah Hunt. The two songs right after Diane Young. Track 5 and track 6, I believe. Yeah, that's right. Okay, at first I thought Don't Lie was going to be something pretty good, but around the 1 minute mark, I was ready for that song to be over, honestly. I just skipped it right over to thinking Hannah Hunt would be something worth it. There's barely any music in this song. And that doesn't necessarily mean anything. I mean, Waiting off of Shiny Toy Gun's first album was an amazing song, and there was nothing but a weird little synthesizer beat going on in there. I'm not saying anything like that, but this just seems really lazy. He's just singing over what sounds like just a bass kick. It's just boring. It's not what I expected. I was hoping for some catchy melodies, some really musical sounding stuff in there, something that just sounds like Vampire Weekend. I guess I was spoiled from Contra. I guess I was just fucking spoiled from Contra. I wasn't saying I was expecting Contra Part 2, but I wasn't expecting something that seemed really boring and just fucking sleepy sounding. The next track is Everlasting Arms after those two, and I liked this song when I heard the live version, and I was thinking to myself, I'm probably going to like this even better when I hear the stereo version, because there's going to be more effects on it, and they're in there, but at the same time, it's just, it's not that exciting of a tune, really. I mean, I liked it more than the past two songs. I will say that. I'll give it that. It's better than those two songs. But it's still nothing that I'm going to be listening to further into the future. Then the next songs, Finger Back and Worship You. These are a little bit better too, actually. They get a little bit faster in there. It still doesn't really sound like Vampire Weekend, but at the same time, it has the really cool, like, the different type of vocal style and the vocal melody that you're used to in Vampire Weekend sometimes. Like, it's really, like, for example, in Worship You, he's singing really, really fast. It kind of reminds you a whole lot of like what he was doing in Cousins, except it's a lot faster. And I actually kind of like that for it because it's going back to it, but at the same time, like musically, I don't hear Vampire Weekend. Vocally, sometimes I do. That's the thing. Then the song Ya Hey, a lyric video got released for that not long ago. You can hear the stereo version right now. I like this song too, pretty good. I don't really understand the chipmunk vocals in there. I don't really get that. And I think the song is a wee bit too long, but I can actually see myself getting used to this song. I can actually see myself, this one actually growing on me. So that's not a big deal at all. And then Hudson and Young Lion. Young Lion is nothing but an outro track that kind of just breezes by. And Hudson, once again, just a really slow, boring track. I can actually see myself liking this song a little bit better if it was an instrumental. I'm not kidding. You could put this song on like some fucking Halloween playlist and it would sound really good on that way, I think, without any vocals. But I skipped the first two tracks. Let me go back up there. This album opens on a song called Obvious Bicycle. It's boring intro. It's just a boring intro. I mean, like, yeah, the chorus might be a little bit catchy, and some people are going to really like it, and that's cool, you know. I understand why. I mean, it is a catchy chorus, but at the same time, open up with something a little bit more exciting, that's all. I mean, Horchata was an awesome intro to an album on Contra. I really liked Horchata. I thought that was a great song. I thought it was a great way to begin an album, but Obvious Bicycle is such a sleepy way to do it, and I don't like that. Now, the next song, Unbelievers, this one right here was the only track that I had not heard previously that I actually really liked. It's a little bit quicker. Like I said, it doesn't have the vampire-style music that you want, but it's a little bit faster, it's a little bit more catchier. I actually really like the drum beat on this song. It's really good, actually. So, yeah, honestly, with this album, man, just to get Unbelievers, Step, Diane Young, and Ya Hey. Those four. The rest of this album, I could give a fuck about. Musically, Vampire Weekend is not on this fucking thing. Vocally, yeah, you're going to hear it in there, but musically, you're not going to hear the really light guitars, the really catchy, like, really minimalistic guitar solos, the really, like, toy piano sounding effects on there. It's really hard for me to describe to you guys the sounds of Vampire Weekend. I hope you know what I'm trying to say. They just don't sound like themselves on this album, and it's really disappointing to me. Really disappointing to me. I listened to this thing one time the whole way through, and honestly, I do not see myself returning to this album. I hate to be so harsh on it. I know a lot of people will disagree, but that is how I feel. Nobody wanted this album to be good more than me. I'm so disappointed. I really had high hopes for this thing, and it's just, I'm so disappointed. Oh god. The Studio Killers and Queens of the Stone Age better bring their fucking A game, because this right here just let me down. June is going to be a good month for music, I hope, because I need a little pick-me-up after this thing. I felt like I was just anticipating for nothing now, and like I said, Step and Diane Young, both amazing songs. Unbelievers, that's good, and Ya Hey, that one's alright. I feel like I can get used to that one, but everything else on this album, I'm sorry. I don't see it. I don't get the appeal. It's too slow for me. Another example, the song Taxi Cab on Contra. That was a really slow Vampire Weekend song, but at the same time, like, didn't you get the sound of Vampire Weekend on this song? You know, like, Taxi Cab actually sounds like Vampire Weekend. Okay, whatever. I don't know how to explain myself any more than that. You heard the clips. Just whatever. Fuck. I'll see you guys soon in the D-Sides review. Peace.